Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, WBC-Studio. And today we are going to talk about a very small town, Boring. Boring is a unincorporated community in Baltimore County, Maryland, United States of America. It is located at the intersection of Old Hanover and Pleasant Grove roads, approximately 5 miles north of Reisterstown. A stop on the Western Maryland Railroad. It consists of about 40 houses, the Boring Post Office, zip code 21020, and formerly the Boring Volunteer Fire Company and Boring Methodist Church. Boring is known for its unusual name, which was not chosen for the pace of life, but for postmaster David Boring. The town was originally named Fairview, but the railroad asked the community to change its name due to more than one Fairview on the rail line. It is unknown when this happened, but thought to be in the late 19th century. The step in front of the old country store, where the community's post office is now located, have become a popular stop for visitors who pose there for photographs by a sign bearing the community's name. Its post office, with the community's distinctive name, opened on August 9, 1880. In 2017, the Boring Volunteer Fire Company, established in 1907, was consolidated with the Arcadia Volunteer Fire Company in Aperco, located 2 miles away, due to both companies struggling to fully staff their operations. Now known as the Aperco Volunteer Fire Company, members began operating out of the Arcadia location, pending the construction of a new facility, with the Boring location's fire hall being used for social events. Now we are going to go inside of the post office and talk to Miss Arquela. She's the only U.S. Post Office employee in this town, and she's going to talk to us more about the town of Boring. Please enjoy the video. Thank you.
I said, okay, I gotta fix this place up for these people because they fought to keep it open. Yeah, and so I said, well, because it used to be like an 8-hour, and then they condensed the hours to 2 hours, and they cut the staff, and so the community fought to keep it open.
Yeah.
So I said, well, they deserve more than holes in the wall, and so
exactly.
So I spent my nights and weekends painting and renovating.
Well, it looks nice. You really did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
and then I bought some furniture, and then the community donated some furniture.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a community effort. This picture is from 1914. It's the annual picnic between Boring and Arcadia, which is now Upperco. And some of the people in this photo actually donated the land. Like here is the fire chief Armacost, and he donated the land to build the fire department, which is next door. It's now been sold to a private owner. So yeah, that's Armacost. And I don't know if you go down this way, you'll see Cliff Sullivan Road. This is the Cliff Sullivan family from where that road was named after.
In black?
Yeah, right here. Here's Cliff Sullivan.
Oh, okay.
Here's the fire chief Armacost, who donated the land next door. Because see, here's what Boring Fire looked like then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like look at it now. And then it became this down here. This little white house. They renovated some more, and also, and this is Alvin Cullison, the man who owned this place. And here is a little boy, and here he is a grown man. Because this used to be a store where the store was on this side and the post office was on that side. And he would also take calls for the fire department, and they would like run over. Yeah. And also some of the same people. Like this is Walter DeVilbus. He lives a couple of doors down.
He's still alive?
Yes, this is when he was a young man. Because all of these people, they worked full time, but they still volunteered for the Boring Volunteer Fire Department. So that was like their second job. It wasn't a job; it was like volunteer. And he's elderly. But he comes in. He has a box here, and also this is the family. This is like 1900s, as you can see. This is between the Hunter Marks, the Borings, and the Deuces. And it's kind of funny because Lula Morrow, who donated only this picture, there's only 3 of these pictures that exist. Walter has one, Leroy Schaefer, and Lula Morrow. And I couldn't picture. I was like, what year is this from? When they first gave it to me, because I was like, I see horse and buggy, but I see people with clothes on that kind of look like. And then Walter was like, that was from 1914.
1914.
Yeah, they have a lot of old pictures. This is from the 1900s, and these families are still in town. And so when they were like all over the place, and when I came, I said, I've got to organize this wall. So I organized it by the 1880s, the 1900s, and that's the modern, the 2000s.
Oh, I see. Starting here and then going forward.
Right, and it's hard to find pictures from the 1800s. Because what happened was this town used to be called Fairview. And when the postmaster, David Boring, came, the post office asked them to rename it after David Boring so it wouldn't be confusing.
Oh, that's David Boring.
Correct. And I'll show you something else. Just stand here a minute. There's artifacts from way back when because...
David Boring. David Boring is the one who started this town.
There's an artifact. It's kind of interesting because Lula Morrow, she's 96 years old now. The woman who gave that picture, that photograph, she's 96 now. And she used to have this. This is when the town was named Fairview. So this is before 1880. And you can say it says Fairview on it.
It's a piece of history right there.
Yeah, and it says lightning fuel. And this is what they used to use, I guess, 100 years ago. Before 1880, they would put kerosene in it, and then I guess pour it on the lamps for the vehicles. That's in between a wood board.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? Yeah, because it says it has the name of Fairview on it, which was the town. That was, this is what they used to have on what's called the running boards. Because if you look down here, this is a running board, and you see like they stored stuff on it. I don't know if this looks like it has electric lights, I guess. But older vehicles, I'm trying to think, older than this, maybe from 1800s, would have had like kerosene lamps on the front, and so you could pour the oil. But the older cars of 1800s had like running boards on them, and they would pour kerosene into the lights to light the... So when Jim, the landlord, he bought this house, and here's the house back then when it was older. Yeah, but when Jim bought the house, he said there was a lot of posters and stuff in the basement. So, it's a very old-fashioned house. I think Jim redid the roof, but the community wanted this to stay.
To stay, yeah, because it's a piece of history.
That he rents out.
And
that's completely modern. He modernized that. And because I've been up there, and it looks like a normal apartment, normal 2-bedroom apartment.
Wow.
But like other stuff, So he turned this house into like a business. Like next door is his real estate office, and in the back, his wife, she's a psychiatric nurse.
Oh, okay.
So that's her business. And his daughter's a veterinarian, so he hopes she'll put her office in here soon. Like he wants to build out, so she...
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat. Yeah, I think, I was thinking about having kids come here for school because, it's not but it's not digital, and it's not modern, and we don't even have, like if you go to the modern post offices, they have the register and the scan where you scan stuff. I mean, we do everything that the other post offices do. We sell stamps, you can ship stuff from here. The only thing is, it's all manual.
Oh, really?
I mean, I have a computer, like a modern day computer and everything, but everything else, like it's manual. And like when I compute, I use my mind, like to do. I have like a Pitney Bowes, but that's it to print the postage. So we have a credit card machine. And then, actually, it is boring because if you see right there, the sign says boring.
Yeah.
That house used to be right there, out there. Where the Christmas tree and everything is.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go and take the picture.
If you go out there and look, there is a cement slab that used to be away. I didn't know it till I was parking over that way, and he was like, well, where you're parking, it used to be there's a cement slab, and I never noticed it. And I looked down one day, I was like, oh my God, it used to be a cement slab for a way station for this. And so, yeah, but and the house, the White House was like around where the Christmas tree is. The town planted the Christmas tree because they do Christmas. They started doing what they have what is called, they used to have Santa night here. And they have Santa come for the kids, and they have hot chocolate, like little toys and things for them. But now they have it over in the barn, and this stays open because they have to use the restroom. I didn't know barns. That was my first time seeing a barn. Well, the people over here just bought this property, and they let them use the barn, which is it's kind of small, but and I didn't know barns didn't have heat.
That was
my first time seeing a barn, but. When we go to the Timberhawks over here for Christmas, so the post office stays open, and that because there's a lot of people and they come back and forth and they like to see the post office up here. And also, so he renovated some of the wood, and then he put the other part on the roof. He put a roof up there. Well, he put siding on the sides, and then and I'm kind of glad he did because the wood bees. It's hard enough keeping them away. Because they were after the wood. And so he left part of the structure, which is wood, because this was all wood. And then he redid the roof, and then he also put siding on. So yeah, but that's the same house as your, yeah.
What about?
He built it up a little because as you can see, it didn't have, he removed some of the dirt and built it up so it now has stairs.
Yeah, he renovated it a little bit.
Yeah.
What about this one here?
Oh.
That's look old too.
It's very old. A customer donated this when I was fixing the place up. They're so wonderful. They're like, oh, this will go good in the post office. And you know what this is, right?
Not really.
It's a horse collar from when the horses were work horses. It's very old, and I know, and they're very expensive too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And what these went around, you might see these, like the Amish might still be using these, but you would put the collar, they put a mirror in here, but normally you put this collar around a horse, and these where you would hook up or hitch up the wagon.
See.
In the,
For the neck.
So yeah, and these, I mean, look how sturdy this thing is.
Yeah, it is.
It's leather, and it's made from way back when. It's very heavy.
Real wood too. Good
it
woods.
Is.
Everything's real.
It's a real, collar. I mean, yeah. I mean, they've given me so many antique things, so it's really nice, and but to think they don't wear these nowadays, but it's very heavy. I don't know
heavy,
if you go up to Pennsylvania, I don't know if even the Amish are still using it because they use workhorses. Thing left of because the firehouse has been sold. So they moved it to Upperco. There's one if you go on your way to Upperco, you'll see it. It's supposed to serve Upperco and Boring.
Okay, I'm gonna
a new one, and
it.
they don't really like it because they feel like the county sold them out. Because they were hoping it would turn into a community center because when Armacost donated the land, because there's a baseball diamond back there, it's like 10 acres.
Okay.
Yeah, and also the tower. When he donated the land, he donated it so it would stay within the community, and that they could. And Ed Lampard, who's one of the farmers, he actually made this with his hands, and so I can put it up over there. And the community has been making. They're taking swatches. Somebody just handed this in, and they can make whatever they want to symbolize. They've made some beautiful swatches, and here's the material and everything in needles. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we're making a boring quilt.
So next time when I'm gonna come back here, it's going to be on the wall.
Yes, hopefully if I can manage to put it together, because the people that made, and I got this idea from my aunt used to work at George Washington University, and her students made one. So I thought, because she used to work with students that were international students, and they'd come over with their spouses. And so she formed an international student group because the spouses would sit home and not have anything to do. And so she basically put them together and formed this group. And so they found different activities to do. Like they would go down DC and sightsee. They decided to start building this quilt. And they actually made it by hand. She watched them stuff it with cotton. So all of this has been made by hand. Like the little parts, the ribbing on the side, all of it was handmade. And so that's what we're going to aim for. And residents of Boring have been like putting together things. So, and also, we also have a painting that I haven't put up yet. One of the residents, community members, made a oil on canvas painting of Boring, because when I was painting the walls, she said, well, can I help you paint? And I said, well, no. I said, but I would like somebody who can actually paint a portrait. Because I'd like to memorialize Boring by painting a portrait. And so she said, well, I'm also an art history teacher.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. And so she went home and she spent like a year and she created a painting, which I'm having framed. And that's going to go on that wall. And it's oil on canvas and it's a Boring. And she did it Grandma Moses style, Grandma Moses style painting. So I can't wait till that goes on the wall.
Wow,
So
that's
that's
cool.
and then I'm gonna make this, I think, an art wall, because other people said they can paint a little. So put some smaller paintings up here and make it kind of like art and culture and, in a living library. Yeah, the community members, and then have our quilt. So we're working on different projects. They love their community. Yeah.
Keep hope alive for them. So that is good. That I'm happy that this town is still.
And their relatives are still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 100 years, like 1880, 1980. It's over 100 years, and their relatives are still here. Like I said, Lula, she's like 96 years old, and yeah,
wow,
it's absolutely amazing. And one of the Borings came back a couple of days ago, and I couldn't believe it because her family owned the Boring farms down there, and so she came back to see what was going on with the town.
Oh, really? Okay. What'd she say? What did she say?
Oh no, she was shocked about what was going on next door, and yeah, so because she lives in Ellicott City now, so she was like, but and people walked in and they recognized her because two of the men that walked in said they used to milk the cows for her father. Because her father owned the Boring farm. So yeah.
That is good.
And so it's kind of fun.
Thank you very much, ma'am.